Hello and welcome to McNaughts on Tour. So we're continuing our European tour. We are leaving the island of Ile De Re and arriving in La Rochelle. We'll be parking up there just for the one night in the aire, and then we're travelling north with stops at Mont Saint Michel, Honfleur, Lake Crotoy and ultimately Calais before departing France. As we exit the bridge from Ile De Re, we're quite excited to see what La Rochelle is like. We've heard quite a lot about it. So the first stop is at the aire. It wasn't too difficult to find, but it did take us 2 attempts. It's quite a large aire. It's quite nice. So although it's busy, there were lots of spaces. So we just toured round a couple of times just to find where we wanted to be. And then we headed into La Rochelle itself. So we cycled along the roads, not Wendy's favourite to cycle on the roads, but we cycled there and then we took a look about. It's a very, very beautiful place, both at the harbour and all the buildings round about it. So we took a walk round the harbour, round some of the streets, up to the beach at the port. On the day we were here, there was some kind of music festival taking place, so some of the areas were cordoned off. You can see the temporary fence here, and it was extremely busy in some areas where, hundreds, maybe thousands of people queuing to get into the festival. From La Rochelle we continued our journey north, and we were stopping over at Mont Saint Michel for a couple of nights. So we've been here 2 or 3 times before. We really quite like it here. So you can stay in the aire, or you can stay in the main campsite, and we noticed in this trip there's also an aire not actually that far outside the sort of gated Mont Saint Michel itself, but we opted to stay in the campsite again because we do actually quite like it. So we're all parked up, and it did take me a couple of attempts to get the Starlink set up because of the overhanging trees, but we got good reception once we got the best location. And then we took a cycle along the cycle track. It runs alongside the river to the edge of the actual main part of Mont Saint Michel itself. So there's a bridge over the river there. It's dammed from the river out actually to the sea. We enjoyed really nice weather. We enjoyed really nice weather in this trip, and so we were trying to take advantage of that. And we cycled down the boardwalk along to Mont Saint Michel. We would have been happy to cycle on the road, but it's actually not allowed. You have to walk and cycle on the boardwalk. So once we got the bikes chained up and we got Lola at Wendy's bike, I then took a walk round part of Mont Saint Michel on the beach. So the tide was well out. I guess it was near low tide, and I could walk around there. So on this occasion I tried out my Insta 360 camera just to see what the footage was like from that. And when I went as far as I wanted to go, I then came back, taking another video, but I used my Osmo Action this time. So I'm just experimenting with the two cameras to see what they're best suited for. On the way back we cycled beyond the dam, so we just went a cycle to see what was actually further up along here, and we do like having a new pup in the back, so it was quite nice to see a cat in the back of a bike as we cycled along there. And I like a little bit of history, so there's a second bridge across the river at the Mont Saint Michel, and this is a part of the original steelwork of the original bridge. Lola, our new pup, sometimes gets a pig's ear as a treat, and we've learned that she likes to hide them, she likes to bury them. So this is her actually trying to hide it in the hedge, and then later on she's just getting some shade from the van. Then we're heading further north, so we decided to stop at the aire at Lake Crotoy. We've stayed here before, there are two aires. So we've stayed at the one we haven't been at before, which is next to the harbour. So this was quite a large aire. It had been raining quite heavy before we got there, so it was quite wet. And then we took a cycle just around just to see what the beach was like and just have a look around the town. There's also a nice cycle track along some of the water. It goes all the way around to an area where they used to farm. I think it was oysters they used to farm. But there's not much left of it now, and there's a bit of history in this one building that remains. And then we headed further north to the aire at Calais. We quite like the new aire at Calais, and it's a very short cycle to the esplanade right on the beach. So that's what we did after that. This is the final night of our 3-week tour in France, so we're heading back to the aire just to relax and to get packed up for the morning. It's back over to the UK in the Eurotunnel, and then we've got one more stop, so we're heading up from Folkestone. We're en route back to Glasgow, but we've got a stopover at Van Love Fest in York. So the next video will capture some of the activities at Van Love Fest.